Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TGD Today with Hugh Royer III and Al Cloyd. Here's your host, George Honeycutt, the Godfather.
And good morning, golfing world. Welcome to TGD Today here on TGD TV and TGD Radio. This is George Honeycutt, and of course with me, HR3, Hugh Royer III.
Good morning, sir.
Wake up.
I'm here.
God, you look you want a pillow?
It's a long night. It's good.
Okay, whatever. Dr. Grind's in the house, Mr. Al Cloyd himself.
That's right. No mercy for the weak.
And we've got Adam Levine Larkin in again today.
I'm getting ready to sing a song.
Are you really?
No.
Guys, I got to tell you this story.
He starts singing, I'm out of here.
You're out of here? I've got a new nickname for Adam. Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse. So now he's going to have that put on the front of his bag.
Yep.
PGA emblem, Mighty Mouse. How about that? You like that? If you saw him hit a golf ball, you'd understand why. We played the other day a few holes.
Move so you can knock him out.
No, dude. I'm being complimentary.
It's a good
Got
thing,
some
I
style.
think.
Mighty Mouse?
Mighty Mouse.
You couldn't have come up with something a little
Mighty
more
Mouse
original?
saves the day. Da-da-da. I mean, you should have seen him. He was just pounding golf balls. Just pounding them.
Well, I'm glad to hear you.
Superhero.
That's good.
Mighty Mouse.
You got George's attention. That says something.
That says something.
Oh, yeah. There ain't no
Yeah.
doubt about that.
Yeah. Well, he can hit it past 200. Anybody gets my attention. How are you guys? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
TGD Today. We got some stuff to talk about. Al, I saw Al yesterday. Al goes, ooh, we got stuff to talk about. And I'm going, well, dude, lay it on me, baby. Come on. And come to find out, it's about you-know-who, Tigger.
Yeah.
So I guess we talk about Tigger for a little bit at least
Yeah, just a
until
little
we
bit.
stop.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
What do you keep looking at me for? What's wrong with you today? Did you take your Prozac?
No.
That's the problem.
So what made it a long night last night?
Jack had a rough night.
Heather in the
last
mood?
night. No, Jack had a rough night.
Oh, Jack
last
had a
night.
rough
Jack's a little
night.
under the weather, so I was up
Well, I'm
trying
sorry
to
to
help
hear
take care
that.
of him, and he's doing pretty good today. So, it's my lab. It's my
Yeah.
son that's at home. My other one's,
Yeah.
getting ready to go to college. So I had to be up and take care of my kid.
But he's doing better.
He's good. Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
John has got
Love
him right
Jack.
now. So
Oh, John is going to?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought Heather was in the mood.
no,
I was getting excited.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You can't beat it.
So, Al, what's on your mind, dude?
There you go, man. Not a lot. Just it's so funny.
Now,
There's
yesterday, dude, you were crawling out of your skin.
when I first heard this, I thought, well, it was very, very interesting. And then, when I got in last night and done a bunch of research and found out that basically, there was not a whole lot to it, and everything that the gentleman had said he had retracted. But there was a whole lot of allegations made against Tiger.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those things. Is there anything to it? Is there not?
Related to
okay.
drug use, right?
Well, first of all, the gentleman that said it, let's see, is Dan Olson.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 35 PGA career tour starts, and he made the claim on Friday on the radio station WVFN to host David DeMarco. So basically, what he was saying is that what he thinks is that Tiger, he said that Tiger was suspended for 1 month, okay? And the way that he actually put it was, let's see here.
For failure of a drug test.
Yeah, it says Tiger Woods has been suspended for 1 month under the anti-doping program. But did not test positive for testosterone.
Okay.
Okay, it was something else.
Okay.
That's what he said.
All
He
right.
wouldn't say what it was. It's
All
like HG,
Whatever.
whatever. Some type of a performance enhancement.
So he throws this out on this radio show.
That's correct.
And it goes viral.
Yep.
All right. Can I lay some groundwork for you just to give you a
Please
kind
do.
of a premise into what Al's talking about?
Please
because
do.
it's what's happened. Dan Olson, I've known him for years. Dan Olson is an individual that when he hears something, he believes in something, or he has an opinion on something, you will know.
Okay.
Right? I think you can relate to that. Okay.
Thank you.
So the thing about this is Dan Olson was on the PGA Tour. He got in trouble at TPC because he thought he could kind of – and tour players basically can run TPC to a point where you can drive wherever you want, do it, practice wherever you want, do what you want. Well, Dan actually took it to an extreme more than most people, and they basically took his parking spot away. Because if you're on tour and you at TPC, and they'll give you your own parking spot with your name and the whole 9 yards. So he's one of those. Does that make any sense?
Okay.
And I guarantee you, Dan knows somebody in the tour, but is trying to keep them out of trouble.
Right.
He's heard something.
Well,
He's
that
been
was my
told something, and he's trying to keep them out of trouble, and that's why he's retracting it. And I'm sure the tour's threatened him with a couple of things, and he's like me. He's making a living as a club, teaching pro and doing whatever, and you don't want to get sued for all this astronomical amount of money.
Oh, no doubt.
Even though there may be some truth to it.
Okay,
so he
guys.
retracts it.
So, where's there smoke, there's fire. So you're saying that there is something there, but Dan just got the call from the bank of lawyers up at.
He said there may be something there.
Okay,
There may be
something
something
there.
there. Yes.
All right. Where there's maybe smoke, there may be fire.
There may be. But
And then
for us to say that, he may be telling the we don't know. I
No.
just know Dan, and I know that.
So is he the type that makes up this?
No.
Fabricates this?
No. He'll have an opinion, yes.
Well, everybody's got an opinion.
But Dan's opinions usually have some kind of backup to them.
Well, just for him to even come up with the quote-unquote story, it needed to come from somewhere, don't you believe?
Well, it either comes from someone that's got a little bit of knowledge or a little bit of here's a little info for you, or he's just literally lost his mind. It's one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a couple other things that were kind of interesting because not only did he bring up
While we're throwing names out, is this another Ted Bishop leak?
it's really hard to say. I'd have no clue.
Okay.
So basically, what he's saying is that everything, like all of Tiger's indiscretions with women, the different things that he's done is nothing compared to what is alleged. He's saying that basically that he made the statement that I think when it's all said and done, he's going to surpass Lance Armstrong in infamy.
Whoa.
That was his words.
Wow.
So
Well, he's the
it's-
Lance Armstrong of golf, what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he said that Lance Armstrong done things on a bicycle that were superhuman, that were unbelievable. Well, Tiger Woods done thing on a golf course that was
Superhuman.
unbelievable and superhuman. So, but that's just from the interview. But
Which has now all been retracted.
which has all been retracted. That's correct. And then also on top of that, he I don't know whether he's it's so interesting. He got into the ball situation.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay. So what he's saying now
We're
is
talking about Tiger's
Yeah, we're
balls
still
now.
talking about Tiger's balls.
Okay.
Now he's 2 or 3 different things that he just
Testosterone.
he was
Get it?
really
Make the link. Okay.
okay.
All right.
I'm trying to behave here without getting in trouble.
Okay,
by
now
my
let's
prediction.
talk
Hey, I'm
about
keeping
Tiger's
this
balls
G-rated,
now.
guys. Okay.
Okay.
Look,
Don't want
I
my
could really
producer
go
getting
off
mad
on
at
this
me.
one.
Yeah.
I could go off on this one.
So what he's saying is that Tiger had a special ball. Okay.
He always has.
And Tiger was the only one that had access to this particular golf ball.
well, there was a reason why.
because it spin more.
Okay.
That's what he's saying. That they noticed that somebody in
and we're
his
talking
camp.
recent, right?
Well, no, when he's back, he went on a spurt where he wasn't playing very well. And then when he
Really?
came back on, they've got they've got the dates down.
Okay.
I didn't make note of that. But anyway,
there was a period of time when Tiger had
he was overshooting. What Olson said is on all Tiger's shots, he was long by
Okay.
about 7 yards, give or
Okay.
take.
Okay.
On everything.
Okay.
So and then somebody put him in a ball in his camp that had a tremendous amount of spin, and that spin got the distance to where he wanted it with his irons.
Okay.
So that's exactly what he said.
Okay. So when you say special ball,
Yes.
was this conforming?
Well-
Had this been sent to the USGA for compliance inspection?
There was nothing really said about that. but what he did say is that Nike was very, very secretive about this particular golf ball. And two things happened. One is when he would practice on the driving range with that particular ball, they would count exactly how many balls he would hit, and they would go and retrieve every single golf ball.
That's
Okay,
so one couldn't leak out.
So, well, I think it's either A, so that the competition and the ball market could not get a hold of whatever technology maybe was in that ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to say. And then he also went on to say that Tiger never signed a golf ball, a Nike golf ball, and gave it to anybody for that particular reason, because they just did not want that ball to get out. And then he even went so far as to say that McIlroy, the first year, was playing the regular Nike ball. And he said that McIlroy was going to drop Nike, leave his contract, if he didn't get the same ball Tiger got. And they said they give him that ball, and that's supposedly when he started playing better.
Interesting.
And the fact is, when Tiger was doing this, there were no markings on the golf ball.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a white ball. There was nothing on it.
Well, we know it wasn't at Augusta because we saw the logo roll into the cup on 16.
Oh, yeah.
So,
No, it was long before that.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
before that.
That was actually they did that, but they came up with the ball
No, it had to
before
be
that
after
and
that.
put it.
McIlroy's involved.
But this one, as far as this ball that Dan's talking about, is after the fact. This is in the last, I'd say, 6 to 8 months.
Yeah,
It's from what I understand.
I had the dates, but but anyway, that's what he's claiming.
So we have to assume, though, that Nike, in compliance with the USGA, the PGA Tour, all the RNA, that they would have sent this ball to get it inspected, don't you think?
Yeah, you would think. Yeah, you would definitely think.
So
Well,
what-
I mean,
just,
it could
they just had no plans of releasing this on the marketplace.
to the general public.
Well, then it shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Because
If it
we
had been
all-
sent to the USGA, it shouldn't matter. So what's the big
And there's
stink?
That's right.
there's no rules on
That's
spin.
right. So I'm
When we
just
look at
trying
the
to figure out
spin
where
index.
Olson's coming from here.
Yeah.
Again, did he just go to bed one night and heavily medicated and have dreams about this stuff and then wake up the next day and want to talk about it?
I mean, it's
You know,
possible.
I don't
but,
know.
Knowing him in the past, I mean, he's had some pretty good arguments standing up in some of these player meetings that we've had to go to. So I mean, the guy. Look, as crazy as he is and sounds and whatever else, the guy's an intelligent individual.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it hard to believe he's just going to make something up and throw it out there just for attention.
Well, that's a possibility.
Because the possibility of lawsuits are just he couldn't.
And
handle
then-
it.
Well, it's quite obvious with the retraction that he did get the call from the legal department
Oh,
at
yeah.
PGA Tour, and they said, okay, you either act like you should not have ever said anything and none of this is true or whatever, or we'll take your house, your children, your dog. We'll take everything.
Well, see, the retraction statement covers. He made a comment on Phil Mickelson playing a ball that has extra spin on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
In it, so in his retraction, it says, "I want to make a full retraction to everything I said for the entire radio interview, and apologize to Nike, Tiger. Well, actually Tiger first, then Nike, Phil Mickelson, and Commissioner Tim Fincham." So that was his retraction statement. That's an awful lot of stuff to
The reason he
retract.
put Tim Fincham in there is because that's where the lawyers called from.
Yep.
Adams, what's your thoughts on this? I mean, it's been difficult for me to keep you quiet so far, so bust out there.
Well, you should get a refund on the ball.
That's right.
He's been sitting there for 17 minutes, folks.
Thinking about this.
17 minutes it took to come up with that. Oh, my goodness. All right, dude. First off, let's go back to the supposed steroid, PED, whatever, testosterone. I don't care what it is. We know these guys are juicing. You sit and look at the physiques of some of these guys, and they leave for Christmas break, which is basically 3 weeks, and they're 30 pounds overweight and they have no muscle mass and they have no arm definition and they have no chest muscle definition and, and then all of a sudden they come back 3 weeks later and they look like Hulk.
Yeah, got on 20 pounds of muscle.
I mean, it's going on. That's fine. Because we've often...
There's no rule. Is there a rule against it?
No.
No.
I'm talking
Against
about...
what?
Steroids.
Yes.
I'm talking about the
Absolutely.
anti-doping
Okay.
aspects. If he got caught, then fine. Announce he got caught.
Right.
But again, this goes back to the DJ thing, the Dustin Johnson thing. Did he really get suspended for doping? Or did he just take personal time off? Again, is it,
Well, actually, Dan even jumped on that bandwagon, too. He beat that drum.
Well,
Yep. Saying that Fincham personally visited DJ at his house twice to try to talk to him.
mm-hmm.
So, and then Johnson, released a statement saying that, that he was never under suspension.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if you're not allowed to enter into any tournaments, you may not be under suspension, but your name doesn't get selected.
Right. Yes, sir.
If you're blackballed for 6 months, you're not suspended. You're just blackballed.
There's more than one way to do it. Like the Japanese.
Would you agree?
Japanese inspection.
It's called politics.
Well, I know, dude. That's what I'm saying. Again, with this Tiger story, I have to sit and wonder if Mr. Olson didn't hear this from like a Ted Bishop or, who recently leaked the captain's choice and all this other stuff about Davis Love and all. I'm just wondering if he didn't hear it from a pretty reliable source and he just, he's frustrated or he's upset because he got blackballed or whatever.
Oh, I promise you, there was some anger behind this to get even with someone.
Yeah.
And it was Fincham.
And he got spanked.
And he got caught, and he said it at the wrong time. He should have gotten a few more ducks in a row before he opened his mouth.
Right.
Now, if is anything going to happen to it, who knows? How long is Tiger going to be out? That's yet to be seen. I think the longer he's out, the more validity it may give to what Dan maybe had to say. Just like the DJ thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was 6 months.
He wasn't suspended, but yet he was,
6 months to the day.
But he was 6 months to the day, and boom, he's back. So... I'm not saying yay, nay, or anything else. I'm not putting my butt in the ringer, but I mean, it's pretty obvious too.
Well, we're just sitting here having general conversation about these whole scenarios.
Sure,
And on the next show, we're going to take up UFOs. Are they real? So,
oh yeah,
I
got visited about 3 nights ago.
We'll
talk about that in the next show.
Him and Randy Quaid.
Yeah. And Nick Nolte.
Man, I'm telling you, those cats are smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. You and Bill O'Reilly get along well, don't you? On that conspiracy theory stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Definitely.
Adam, what you got to think about all this?
Oh, I was telling you all about the Japanese inspection. Well, anyway, the Japanese, if they get something in the country, right, say a load of lettuce, right, and they don't want to let it in the country, they just let that load of lettuce sit there until they're darn well ready to go look at it.
That's right.
And then by the time they go to look at it,
it's turned brown.
And it ain't coming in the country.
It ain't coming in the country.
So that's what we call a Japanese inspection.
Been there, done that, lived with it for many years.
NASCAR had those at Atlanta this week.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right.
They did. Let's see here. Let's take Jimmy Johnson. Let's take who's that other guy? This is his last full year. Let's take them and move them to the back.
Yeah.
We just take 2.5 hours to get to their cars. And they can't go out and take time to qualify. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, folks, whether you want to admit to it or not, there's things behind the scenes happening in all the realm of the world here that we have no control as common everyday people.
No
control over.
Not at all.
So
we hardly have control over ourselves most of the time, I think.
We don't.
We don't. No, zero, nada.
Adam,
Zilch.
Is there anything you want to talk about? How did everything go on The Voice last night? Was that good?
It went well.
Yeah, good.
Actually, a fan of the show.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
You're sitting there in one of those chairs. I would hope so. Okay, folks, we we went out this weekend, and Adam is somewhat an extrovert, as you've noticed on the air here in his vast 2 experiences and appearances here on TGD today. But we ended up at a nightclub Saturday night, and he sees that there's karaoke. And this dude is climbing out of his skin to get up on the stage and grab a hold of a microphone. I mean, it was like a kid at Christmas.
I couldn't go solo, though.
Sitting in a hot seat, had to get out of it.
Well, he had to go with somebody.
Right.
So he ended up going with James St. Cyr and my wife, Bethany.
Okay.
Yeah. So they went up. And the only problem, it was great. They all went up. They all had smiles on their face, and they had picked what was it? Brown-eyed girl?
Yes, you're my brown-eyed girl.
Okay,
That's-
all right. Of which none of them knew the words to. So they get up on stage,
Well, don't they run
and
it on the screen for you?
yeah, dude, we're screaming at them from the audience. Read the words. Read the words.
Oh, we couldn't hear him.
1-800 hooked on phonics.
It didn't work.
Didn't work.
But Adam, now in his talent, they hand him the microphone.
Yeah.
And so he's up there, and that music starts, and the crowd's going crazy because they recognize the music, and Adam's up there with the microphone beating in his hand like this. And you just hear the speakers are coming off the wall. Boom, boom, boom. And he's just up there, he has no clue what's going on.
Right.
Okay. So he comes back over after not really singing but 3 words in the whole song. That's
Right,
all we
right.
heard.
Right.
Okay.
About like the conversation today.
Yeah, exactly. He comes back over, and I go, Adam, dude, what was up with smashing the microphone in your hand? He goes, well, I really wanted a tambourine.
Yeah.
It's the next best thing. It's closest.
That's what the song called for.
He
I like it.
He wanted to do Brown-Eyed Girl karaoke with a tambourine.
Yeah.
Okay. I guarantee you, he wouldn't have sang a word. But if he had a tambourine, oh man, it would have been. I got video of it. The only problem is there's no audio because they didn't sing. All you hear is the music
Yeah.
in
In
the
the
background.
microphone.
And bang, bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang.
And my wife up there doing her little, jig, and she forgets to put the microphone in front of her mouth because she's so busy flipping the arms back and forth. And
Right.
oh, it was hilarious. And James, bless his heart, he's holding the microphone down here. You can't hear a word he says.
Right.
But he looked good.
There you go. There
Yeah,
you go.
he looked good. So that
So,
was
but-
Adam's experience with karaoke.
Was a fun time had by all.
I think so. I'm going to be looking at yard sales for karaoke machines. I'm going to send him one for Christmas.
I got you.
So he can do some practice time before he comes back. All right, folks, enough of Roundtable here this morning. By the way, Professor Weldon, if you're listening in, I wanted to put this in before we jumped off the air real quick. I wanted to give Professor Weldon and the world my fantasy golf picks for this week, being the World Golf Championship, the Cadillac Championship, of course, down at Trump National. Doral, Blue Monster, whatever you want to call it. It seems to have 7 different names now. So just throwing it out there. My starting 4. Bubba Watson, Paul Casey, Marcel Seam, and Youst Luton. Youst Luton. How about that? And what did you say earlier? You wanted some of what I'm smoking?
Yeah, because whatever it is, how you pick those is beyond me.
Well, Bubba's got a great first day scoring average
I got it. He gets
at Doral.
Okay.
I got it figured out.
Okay.
Get a glass with some alcohol in it.
Uh-huh.
Take a drink.
Uh-huh.
Close your eyes and go.
Dude, are you standing outside my dining room window again at 4:30 in the morning? How'd you know that?
I mean, hey,
The only problem is I had already been to bed and got up. You hadn't even been to bed yet.
that's right.
Okay, so I've got Watson, Casey, Seam, and Luton. Adam, what do you think about those? You like those?
I like the picks, to be honest. I've never heard of the last one.
You never heard of Youst Luton?
No.
A pro you don't know.
Wow. He's a player.
It's got to
good.
be.
He's a player. He's from France.
Those are usually people that come Top 10?
He's with the Coneheads. Yeah.
Coneheads.
Yeah. He grew up with the Conehead family.
Jeff, I'm just going to be nice and polite here.
Oh,
my wife's
why?
told me to be
Why?
very humble in the way I do things from now on, so I'm going to be humble and be very quiet, and I'm just going to...
Really?
Yeah.
So this is you being humble.
Yes.
You're just going to be a seam on the wall
I'm just going to sit here
in that shirt.
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
be. I'm going to be nice to you, and I'm going to be like Adam. I'm just going to agree with everything George says, and it'll be just fine.
Doesn't he look like that big?
That's going to get boring real
Hey,
quick.
Al, doesn't he look like that big green blob on the Ghostbusters?
Got this big green blob. You can stand on your head and shake your pockets, and we'll play for whatever falls out. Hoss.
Okay, my backup sitting on the bench. Sitting on the bench. Scott, Fowler, Day, Donaldson.
That should be your starting five.
With their 4, and I got to have some heavy guns for the weekend play because I'm probably gonna end up sitting Watson after tomorrow. I'm sorry to say it, but
I'll tell you what.
he
to
doesn't
me-
have a good Saturday experience.
Well, it's not
at
like
Doral.
Bubba Watson is Michael Jordan.
That's
So
true.
you got Michael Jordan sitting on the bench while you got your back up to Michael starting the game.
No, I don't have McElroy even in my list. I'm saving him. See, you can only pick him 9 times. I think it is. Isn't that right, executive producer Jeff?
10 times.
10 times. I've picked him once already, so I only got 9 left. Okay?
He's got an ace in the hole. That's what
I've
he's
still
trying
got
to do.
4 majors to worry about. I've still got 3 more WGCs to worry about.
Yeah.
I've got a lot to worry about between now and the end of the year. So, but I just want Professor Weldon to keep an eye on these names because these are some dark horses. I mean, like at 11:30 at night. So real
right.
dark. So
That's right.
Keep an eye on them.
I still think you ought to listen to Heather and have KJ Choi in there for one of your 9 too.
I like KJ.
Because that
I
man's
like
going.
KJ.
You get him in the majors and stuff, he's going to do some damage.
Okay. All right. We'll keep that in mind.
He hadn't surprised you yet.
Okay, folks. Thanks so much for listening to Roundtable. Adam, thanks so much for joining us. Your input today was unparalleled.
I thought it was
for
a little
having me.
unbearable, but it was nice.
Unbearable?
Yeah, he talks too damn much.
I know. Can't set him up.
I mean, gee whiz, can't get a word in edgewise over here. man.
TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check our featured course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. Need help with your next golf vacation? Just give Dave a call.
No, just call,
Call
Dave.
Thank you.
That's right.
I was hoping you'd catch
That's
that.
right.
Good job.
Gotta do things
Hashtag just
correctly.
call Dave.
Just call
Just
Dave.
call Dave.
Give us a call, 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-464-6531. All of our programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on any show you may have missed, click on the TGD Radio or the TGD TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1 billion devices at iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, and Myrtle Beach Golf app. You know that.
Impressive.
I'm George Honeycutt, Hugh Roy III, Al Cloyd, Adam Larkin. We want to thank you and Jeff and Big D behind the glass. There's more golf news and information coming up next.